Hello and welcome back to round one, back nine coverage of our MPO feature card here in Brooksville, Florida for the 2026 Discraft Supreme Flight Open. We've got Yules and Big Jerm back once again for the first round of the season. And we have got some sloppy conditions out here today.
Yeah, a little rain came in. A lot of rain came in, and you know, it's gonna be an early morning for these guys. A little fog.
Well, we got some nighttime golf to play first, but these guys are not going to finish what we're going to see. We're going to see them get darker and darker, and there's going to be a point where you're going to realize to yourself, these guys can't see anything.
You guys get it all.
You're going to see a lot.
Yeah, you get light, then dark,
yeah,
then fog.
We're going to get all of it today. And right now, we're getting a beautiful flyover over just what makes this place special. You've got the oaks out here with the Spanish moss, and you've got the hills, the narrow fairway, and this treacherous par 3, 370 feet down the tunnel, and there's trees everywhere. We do have a slightly new pin position. It's only maybe 10, 15 feet right of where it was before, but it makes a difference in the hole. Now you have rollaways aplenty on this green on a hole that was already pretty diabolical.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get that disc dry, and he might have got it too dry. That's going over there to where the big
score.
Whoa!
Absolute score. What just happened? What a lucky break, Anthony. You never see one go right and go everywhere. Go all the way through.
A little slippage, but his body control is phenomenal.
One of the best of all time.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
just in
sure.
general, but also at the control of the body in adverse conditions. He's so athletic, and he's able to distribute his weight in different places and in different ways to adapt.
Uh-oh.
And these guys are really struggling. I believe this tee pad was collecting more water than other places, and it was making it really challenging on these guys to get good footing.
Deal. Even though he hit something, he made it past those 3 trees. That gives you a chance.
You got to wonder what it's like to play a Nike Freeze in weather like this. I mean, it's already, to me, kind of crazy when you're playing in those in just normal conditions.
I mean, look at this out from Ezra. Just to get back to the tree that you're trying to beat.
It was a guaranteed bogey from there. It's going to be his first bogey of the round, but can he save the bogey and not take the double? That's going to depend on this approach shot.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the putt now.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up the hill.
Not a bad approach shot. Things can get tricky from back there. For
Yeah,
sure.
especially since it's not his predominant shot.
Mm-hmm. I like this play from Calvin using the hillside. Does come up a bit short, but very makeable from there. He has missed a couple of putts for par inside the circle so far.
And that's not as close as it looks, honestly.
Where Calvin is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul has a little bit of work left to do, but gives the birdie bid a decent run. AB, oh my gosh, almost collecting the birdie after that complete early release. That would have been incredible. And there you go. You can see that distance, but Calvin, nice confident stroke for the par. Good cleanup.
Probably. I would say the most dangerous hole to putt on out here. This one in hole 2.
Yeah, one has some teeth, but 2 obviously with that very steep slope. Good bogey save for Ezra. You are in such danger with the early tree kick. This hole only averaging 3.1, which kind of surprised me. I kind of thought it might be higher than that. Just the birdies are so rare here. That being said, 19 players out of the 96-person field.
Birds.
Able to get the 2 on this hole. Such a specific line, but you do see AB. I mean, as he's just slowly crawling down the hill trying to avoid. He didn't throw a good tee shot, and he still had a look and chained out for the birdie. So, of those 19, you'd imagine probably 15 of them were clean.
Yeah, 11 got a lot harder this year.
Yes, it did.
It's par 4, 546. So same landing zone, but then you need to get around this corner. It's uphill. And then you want something very overstable to kind of flex and then just dart to the right. I think a lot more people are going straight as far as you can. Some people last year were trying to throw like sidearm flexes to the right, but it just makes it so long.
Yeah, this hole went from being one of the easiest holes on the course to averaging 0.41 over par. That's a huge change. AB has dialed up a gorgeous shot here. You could even go another 15 feet past that to increase the angle for that second shot. And look at McBeth here. This is an interesting play. This makes that second shot a very tall task.
Yeah.
I don't want to say impossible because it's not, but it's a huge second shot for him.
Yeah, and he, as Calvin throws a little bit too high there and offline. But where Paul is, you can throw a hyzer stall around everything.
Oh, going over the right side.
Yeah, and I think he might try that if he didn't get to the corner.
Ezra,
really good.
Yeah, it is. Does it push farther than AB's? Good. Yeah. Oh, okay, about the same, but that is better, objectively better.
It is, but he doesn't like those sidearms.
He doesn't like the forehand. And there's not really too much that Calvin can do to be creative here. You just kind of want to land it where you were intending your drive to go and just really make sure that you don't make any more mistakes at this point, because this is why this hole is going to average such a big number.
And I can tell you, from his spot right there, that's the best angle.
I agree with that. And McBeth is lining up the backhand. Is he playing for the green?
Yeah, that's that backdoor route. He didn't get it up. It's going to be a scramble from there.
Okay.
Conrad today landed in a similar spot, threw a huge stall over everything. Bullseye. Pretty
bullseye.
Cool. So it's possible.
And Calvin, that's early inside right.
That's a double bogey, I think.
I think he kicked out left.
Yeah, that's not. There's not much there, bud.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. AB, meanwhile, having to go flex just because he's a little bit short of the angle. There's a pretty good illustration of what we're talking about. If he's where we see Ezra, then you can go one angle hyzer.
Did Calvin hit the trees on the right or the left? He did.
He went this gap here, but he hit the right side of the gap and kicked left. I think he's in a good spot.
I'm confused. I thought he hit those trees on the left and kicked left, so he's fine.
Yeah, and
Ezra not.
Yeah, that was just a horrible second shot, and that's the problem with not having that forehand reliable at the 350-foot power range,
especially in these conditions. I mean, something you're not comfortable with is going to be a lot harder.
When
it gets wet,
everything
cold.
Intensifies.
Jacket's on now.
And kind of, unfortunately, rooted a bit. He's going to have to work harder for the bogey now.
A little Duffy. Kind of a little Duffy upshot.
AB, nice touch. Does it sit? Not next to the basket, but pretty good. And
the good old lay down sidearm.
Not the day you want to be lying down on this soil.
He's asking for confirmation.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is a really tough break for Ezra. That shot didn't look that bad. And it's going to be double best case scenario with really one of the best drives you can throw on this hole.
Yeah.
Unable to make anything of it.
McBeth closer than this. So it was worth it.
And Barela staying clean, 3 under, playing well. In decent conditions, I think 3 under is losing a little bit to the leaders.
Yeah.
But on a day like this, I think as long as you're not going backwards, like Ezra in the last 2 holes, he's going to be 3 over, and he's going to go to 1 over par now. After doing so well with his scrambles early in the round in the front 9, he was in trouble a few times, made the most of every scenario, made some good putts, and now he's looking the other direction. Hole 12 is a huge par 3 at 530 feet. Plays downhill roughly 90 feet, maybe more. Big forehand is the play if you've got it. Even though it's downhill so much, it still takes a ton of power to get this far around the corner to the right. The backhand turnover also plays. You've got enough room to send it out there with a flippy fairway driver and get it to turn into the ground. Got to avoid keeping it too straight. There is OB straight ahead.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen on my card in the last 3 years.
Oh, boy. Yes.
A single birdie backhand off this hole.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think I have from deep, but nobody's getting to like the circle.
It's tough.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've seen some incredible backhand turnovers that were really awe-inspiring that did get pretty close, but it does take a miraculous throw to do that.
I want to say Isaac last year maybe was getting the turnover all the way there.
Sure. And you can see McBeth there, whose forehand has been dialed in today. That one's 50 feet. This needs to go right. Calvin is waving it over there, and it's turning right, but it's not going to go far enough right. That's going to stay in bounds, but is
90 feet, 80 feet.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair.
Oh, no.
And Ezra's struggles continue here. I don't think there's anything stopping this from finding OB. Yeah, and that's the earliest I've ever seen the graphic go up. That was so far out of bounds.
Just an automatic bogey, pretty much. There's a backstop back there. You can wave this one right past the pin if you want, but he's just going to play the layup.
So the struggles continue for the reigning champ. Maybe content with the par, lays it up, doesn't really give it a run.
Yeah, he's got the putter in hand, so Calvin looking to...
I mean, he sends these all the time.
There
Man,
it is.
look at there you go.
go.
Yeah, that's so Calvin-like, man. He just
Yep.
sends them, man. What a huge birdie putt.
There's a backhand bird, but again, nowhere near the circle.
Over the last couple of years, I think Calvin's been one of my favorite deep C2, early C3 putters.
Yeah.
He makes so many of them.
This guy's not shy of giving these bids.
And that was
Just an inch low.
one of the big differences from McBeth last year when he was on his run and on his way to winning 2 tour events was that he was making 2 or 3 of those,
Yeah.
maybe even more a tournament, but then also cleaning up all the 30-footers.
Right. You can see getting dark for the fellas. And if we're seeing it like this,
This is increasing light.
yeah.
There's way less light for the players than what is visible to us. We've got a new hole here on 13, Paul. What do you think about this one?
No, it's awesome. It's just a straight shot, really. But you got these 3 guardians, so you really want to push the left side with a little hyzer to about right here, and then bend it to the right. You can play the flex line, but it's a smaller gap over there on the right, and then just throw it 452, and you're good to go.
The ground play is a little. It seems fine, but there's just some things on the way, before you get all the way to Grandma's house that you got to pass by cleanly.
I think most of the birdies are not coming from that position where Calvin just threw it. Or
I would agree with that statement. Yep.
there.
Yeah, I think that you're going to want to stay clean away from all the trees if you want to have any look at a birdie or a par.
That's going to be most likely bogey.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to save the par and keep the clean scorecard alive for AB at this point.
So
That's just so beautiful.
Oh, what a kick.
Yeah, I mean,
Still a little 60-footer, though.
Closest. Yeah. This hole is asking a lot when the conditions are perfect. In these conditions, this is just a pray you get the par and walk away.
Yeah, we got some scrambles coming from the
No way
card.
you can trust your footing on the tee pad. It's dark. It's rainy. You're just soaked. All your towels at this point are wet. And you just want to get off the
I
course
was
at this
thinking
point.
it's kind of scary out there when it
A little
gets
scary.
dark.
There's werewolves, maybe.
There's Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's been spotted out here. It's a fact.
No, literally.
I'm not messing with you. No, I mean, as it being a fact, I might be joking, but
No, let me give you a fact.
go for it.
There's been Bigfoot hunters that come out to this property to film with all their gear and everything because of some noises that happen at night. That is fact.
Boom. Calvin, disc golfer extraordinaire. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's really good. McBeth showed me the YouTube video with the sound,
That's awesome.
which is, I thought, really cool and terrifying.
Yeah, especially at night. I don't know though. I don't think Bigfoot would be like an aggro kind of thing. I would like to meet a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I'd like to come across a guy like that that's just hairy and living off the land. Like, whatever.
I think
AB's
you're
struggling.
like, I think you would change your mind out here by yourself, dark.
How big is a Bigfoot? Like, is it like a 9-foot creature, or is it just kind of like a hairy human?
Imagine
AB sending one near the chains.
Imagine you're playing. It's dark. You're by yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You hear it, whatever it sounds
That's
like.
just somebody stubbing their toe.
No,
is
listen,
all that is.
let me finish.
Okay, all right.
And then you see it, but it's blurry, and
Yeah,
it's right in front of you. That would be kind of scary to
Whose
me.
joke was that? Someone said, I don't think the problem is the cameras. I just think that Bigfoot's blurry.
Anyways, off the Bigfoot stuff, that is a cool little fact about this property, but this hole is scary. And there's a double coming from AB.
Yep. A bogey from Calvin.
Yep. And then a couple pars.
Those pars feel extremely good. This
Ezra's
one,
par save was fantastic.
average 0.15 over. Here's one more fact as we fly over hole 14, and that is there's two types of people in this world. People that really like Calvin Heimburg and people that haven't met him yet.
Yeah, that is fact.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, Calvin Heimburg is just like, he's just the dude.
He's a great human.
And we could say that about so many people, but just specifically Calvin. I'm trying to find something ill about him. I can't say anything.
I wish he used an umbrella. Ever.
All right.
Just because I care about him.
Oh, the one thing you can't do on this one is throw it low. You got to get it over that hill.
Or early.
Yeah.
You don't want to early it.
It's really no different because I don't think that's going to... The footing is going to be awful on that second shot for
All of
Ezra.
them.
Well, they can't see anything. I don't blame them. I mean, this is just a textbook standard hyzer for these guys. And they're just trying to stay dry and just see in front of them. Now, this is too flipped up, or no, that's
That's
great.
very...
That's great.
Uh-oh. In the puds.
That's great. So what are we going to see here from McBeth? A forehand turnover. Just a matter of keeping it in the fairway. Try to land where you wanted that drive to go.
Smoked it.
Yeah, there was a lot behind that.
Is this a roller? Yes.
What? Throwing rollers in these conditions takes some cojones. And was that Bigfoot throwing? Because that is just, all I can see is blurs right now.
That was Ezra. And that
sure
was
about
a
that?
straight right pull job.
At a certain point, these guys are going to start getting more and more frustrated by the fact that they're still out here on the course. Because obviously nobody wants to get up 7 a.m.
Yeah, but they have to.
They know that's going to have to happen. So what difference is it if they play 4 holes or 5 holes? Like, at least you can see at 7 a.m. But they are going to continue fighting until that whistle blows.
Classic mistake. Umbrella upside down.
You want to keep that umbrella facing upwards.
If it's upside down and then the rain gets in there, it's like a bowl.
It's
and then
a puddle.
when you put it to block the rain.
You're turning the
Yeah.
milk from the cereal bowl
Yeah.
upside down, and now you're wearing your cereal.
Yep. Not great from there, man. Struggling.
Yeah, this is hard to really judge or assess because, again, the light is increased by the cameras. And so it's so difficult to know exactly what these guys are seeing.
Ooh, good run.
That would have been an incredible save from Ezra, who, since the back nine began, is about to be 5 over par. And that par for Calvin comes up short, so he's about to take a bogey. Meanwhile, AB, who had a great drive, really couldn't do much with that approach shot, and now he's got through the tree that just doesn't really have that many holes, and that's going to be a par for
Probably
him.
really tough to see the holes in this condition too.
When it's,
honestly,
when it's bright, you can see. There's some small holes.
Yeah, exactly.
You made a nice putt in our practice round through one of those holes, but you need all the light that you can get. At nighttime, you're just guessing.
I was guessing in the light.
And you made it look like you knew what you were doing. This is no gimme right now. Should make it.
Well, that's the thing. I do know how to guess.
You have to.
I understand.
Multiple choice. I'm just going to guess.
Yeah, I understand the concept of guessing. That's got to be the last hole, right? Imagine throwing up the next one down the.
They're not going to complete another hole. They might start, but this hole, we're going to see 2 different types of light on our cameras.
I mean, a good one to come to in the morning. Hole 15, par 5, 962, straight down the hill. Throw something mid-height with a little understability. Get it to drift right, and throw it as far as you can at that level. That's what all of these guys are going to do, I think. You can go fast. You can go fairway driver. We've even seen a putter off the tee.
Yeah, you can putter. Doesn't. Yeah,
they're really going.
I'll tell you what.
Uh-oh.
I was watching live, and the card in front of these guys, they were surprised that they were playing this hole. And now these guys are playing the hole. It's just like, okay, I don't know why, but here we go.
That ended up being pretty good for Paul right there. Looked like he pulled it to the right, and this flies well on this angle. He just got to beat this stuff on the right, and he gets a kick.
I think it's a favorable kick.
Okay, right by McBeth.
Yeah, we like that. If I'm these guys, I'll throw my tee shot, but I'm going to slow walk all the way down the fairway.
Oh, no. Yeah, and it's like slippery is what I was trying to... That's the word I was looking for, really.
For how long?
It was like a couple seconds.
Okay.
Found it deep in the library.
Didn't need anyone's help either, did you?
Figured it out. This is a bomb.
Beautiful, Calvin. Wow.
Nice. That's an eagle.
There's something about playing in the dark. It's like, okay, maybe when you're in your backyard putting, that you get to be more in touch with your body in terms of like feeling out things with your putting. I don't know. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going?
No, keep going.
But you don't want to do this when you're in competition.
No.
But what I'm getting at is I think that it looked like Calvin was just kind of going through the motions and just throwing the shot that feels good. It's not based on visuals so much as just going through his routine. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a professional disc golfer, we can all relate to late night sessions on the putting green, and some of them are the best. There's like something relaxing about it, you know?
I love it, personally, yeah. So here we go. Now, this is a different type of not being able to see anything. They are battling fog and tons of it.
Oh.
Calvin don't care. He's going through the motion still.
Splits them. Got extra out of that. He's going to run that, guarantee that.
He's got to look for eagle now.
Paul going to try to get this one to flip up a little low, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere near the target.
Oh, and that's fine.
From there, yeah. And
it's kind of nice in a way.
That's probably really good.
It's a good mistake because now you're not running that eagle putt with any sort of speed.
Ezra, new day. He couldn't wait to hear that horn.
No kidding. And he's still got an opportunity to get a birdie, even after the early tree kick. And this shot was looking pretty good. It's a long bid for birdie, but it's up in deep C2 perhaps.
Oh, don't be like that.
That's a little rude. That's fine, but is not the putt you like for the birdie coming back for AB, but in the circle still.
This is getting sent. Very nice.
What a great effort from back there. And that was not in C2. That was every bit of 80 feet. And yeah, I don't think Calvin's going to give this too much of a bid.
He just made one 12 hours ago.
It might not even been that long ago at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a...
Early morning mistake.
Sure was. It's an approach shot that he got to go practice.
Yep.
You know, all these... Oh, goodness.
no.
And Calvin's not going to walk away with the birdie either.
What is this, 7:30, I believe?
I didn't actually... Yeah, 7:30 seems right. So...
I dodged it. I was the last group to tap out on 18, yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, there's something that feels personal about coming to not finishing your round the day before, and then you're like one of the groups that has to play 3 or 4 holes at 7:30 in the morning. You're like, why is it always me? And it's not always you, but you'd always feel like it's always you.
And the people who finish, they are better than you.
Fun fact. Hole 16.
The reason you feel that way is because it's true.
Par 4, very tricky tee shot. Like a big Anheuser with a really overstable driver kind of fits that early section of the hole. You want to land in that opening and then just throw a little sidearm up to the tee or up to the pin. It's so much harder to execute this hole than it looks on camera, but it probably looks pretty hard on camera.
Yeah, there's 3 little trees over there on the left. Little stumpy trees right. Well, he just peered it on accident.
Wow.
It's really good. There's 3 that if those were gone, this hole would be a half stroke harder maybe.
That's as good as you can really do it. That's fantastic.
That's really good, yeah. Can't even see them because of the fog, but they're over there on the left.
This is cool. This looks like this reminds me of like dark crystal.
Okay, not a bad kick.
Sci-fi 80s animation. That's what this reminds me of.
I was born in 88. I don't know much about that. 2 years of experience.
It's called a video archive, Paul. Watch.
Read a book.
Read a book or something, dude. Get a VCR.
I wasn't doing that much in the 80s either.
It's going to be early for Ezra. He's going to be out of position. And does this stay clean for Calvin? If so, it needs to get on hyzer angle quick. And that's going to stay OB.
Yeah, that's tough. Because that's a great shot.
It really is. The shot shaping is nice.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way this OB is, but I don't design courses.
Yeah, I think that once you get through the gap, it would be nice if that OB line kind of bulged out to the right side a little bit.
But I am a big-time complainer of course designers. It's like one of my favorite things.
You also really like difficult holes and difficult
this
courses. And this is a hole that I would consider very difficult.
Oh, no. Gets the one bind, doesn't turn it over enough.
How much did the Spanish moss affect that throw, I wonder? Because I couldn't really see what happened after it hit it.
It took some off of it, I think.
Okay. Yeah, really hard to... Man, this is so interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a round played with such strange visual impairments.
Yeah. Not a lot of good shots happening right now.
This is such 80s sci-fi vibes. I just can't get over it. It's awesome.
I don't know where that one went, but he's got a putt.
Calvin now needs this to get up and down to save the bogey. He's already 3 over. Just
good toss.
That's well done.
Same exact spot.
A little wider. Yeah.
Hey, you saw the same thing I saw?
Finally, after 8 years, we said the same thing at the same time.
Our brain was on the same track.
Needs this for par. Oh, boy.
Good putt.
We found the one spot on the course that doesn't have fog. Right here. Just stay on this camera.
You know what?
AB unable to save the par.
The dark, scary. The fog, scarier.
Scarier?
I think so. Look behind him. Go walk out there.
McBeth for the birdie. Misses it.
Such a great drive from Paul. Yeah,
Seriously.
Kind of wasted, I think.
So this is tied for the hardest hole in the course with hole 4
Really?
at .54 over par.
Interesting.
And there were only 11 birdies on it. McBeth so close to becoming the 12th. But if he did birdie, it wouldn't be the tied for the hardest hole in the course.
You ever birdied hole 4?
Hole 4? No, I was dreaming about it one time, but then I woke up because it seemed unrealistic. Like I was like, it became a nightmare because then I realized it's not really realistic to birdie that hole.
Well, hole 17, very obtainable birdie.
Yeah, it is a birdie.
Just hit the gap with a putter, stall it to the landing zone, which is actually very, very small. You got a clear little out-of-bounds pond, and then there's out-of-bounds deep as well that comes up pretty quick. From there, you'll have just a really low-ceiling tunnel.
Oh, we got Casey White. Look
pin.
at this. 10 under. Whoa.
Sit down.
Now,
Sit down.
Casey is finishing his round on Friday.
Okay.
So it looks like the same conditions as early morning Saturday, but this is the original day 1 coverage. And look at this man. He is on an absolute heater, about to go to 11 under.
Incredible.
I certainly thought that it was possible to get to double digits when the conditions were nice. Didn't think it was going to happen in these conditions. So Casey White doing something really special out there. Adam Hammis also
Double A hams.
off to a great start so far. He is at 8 under.
That's a Brad nickname. Double A hams.
Double A Hams.
2 A's in Adam. And hams.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
yeah. It's just Hot Boy Summer. That's him at his peak.
I don't know. I like double A hams. And that's a pretty good shot. Adam obviously putting great. He's 8 under.
Yeah.
When he's under, this is what he does right here.
He's gonna
On
send
a
this one
line.
in. Yeah, God, that is just a machine the way he putts, isn't it?
It's fun. Just one of the streakiest players you'll ever see. When he's hot, it is. Don't get near him.
Yeah, I would say one of the more like, if you could emulate a putting stroke of any player,
Really
Adam
good.
Hammis is that's as clean and as simple and as pure as it gets.
Yeah.
Because I think you could teach his. Like, I don't think you could teach Gannon Burrs the way he does it.
Yeah. Miss those lemmies. Push.
Is it going to go? It's not going to go, is it?
Push.
Oh, you just hate to see it. Such a tough back 9 for Ezra.
I'm so confused about this hole. When I throw it low, I get over. When I throw it a little higher, I don't clear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just want it barely over the crest. Now, AB that's got some height to it, and I don't think he's going to clear.
I don't know. Maybe struggling to finish.
So often it feels like the last card out has certain advantages that Calvin's also going to find. Oh, is he so short that he's safe?
Yeah.
It feels like so often the last card to go out has certain advantages. Is he going to go straight at it? The
you
right side.
imagine? Getting a bird from here because he's the one that will be able to do it.
A little
Oh,
overturned.
got the guardian. Calm down.
But certainly today, these guys do not have the advantage.
No.
These guys have definitely gone through the toughest conditions, I would say, of any group.
Well, and it's a routine thing as well. Like in the MPO division, you're not used to waking up early to play.
Yep.
And so that messes up the routine. Okay.
Especially when you're really any of these guys on this card. These guys usually have 2 to 3 o'clock tee times.
Right.
we've only got one dad on the card, and it's the guy that just threw this shot. So maybe he's got the best advantage with the early mornings. Something tells me that Calvin's not sleeping until 11 o'clock, though.
Really?
You think he is?
I think so.
Maybe he is. I don't know. I feel like Calvin's got
I've seen the
some,
bedhead before.
He's got early morning engineering to work out. Like he's working out problems.
I've definitely noticed how youngsters like to wake up early.
AB, great effort, but it's not to be. And what a par that would have been. But he's going to lose another stroke to the course. Calvin does save the par, and playing that right side pays off.
What a great par, man.
Mm-hmm.
4 over.
McBeth for birdie to get to 6 down, and look at the way he's been able to fight off the same thing that the rest of the card has not been able to fight. Everyone else over par. McBeth, just another day in the office, man.
Well, he's trying to get to that lead card. We look over there at the scoreboard, and he needs that's going to get him to, what is that?
He's at 6.
So that's at 6. No, did that get him to 7?
No, that got him to 6.
Okay, so he needs this birdie
to
kind of make sure that he
and obviously Simon has the 8,000 PDGA number, so McBeth's is higher than that. On to the iconic 18th, 680 feet, a hole unlike any other in the way that you go off the top of this cliff down and then right back up to another cliff. It is a Dream 18 par 4 for good reason. Incredible finishing hole.
I really like what they're turning this place into.
And shout out to Dan and Avi and the other members of the locals here who did all the coursework of all the new. What was that? Hang in by the. Oh my gosh, what an awesome result for McBeth! But all the new signage and benches and new construction that they've built out here, these new tee pads are incredible. They've done a ton of work, and you just got to give them praise because they deserve it big time.
That one didn't put the brakes on. Yeah, and the cool thing about this property is, obviously, it's not always set up in the super killer, not fun zone for an afternoon round. And when they set up the other holes, this place is it's just a blast to play. For a casual round. So if you live in the area and you've never been out here, come out and check it out.
This place has an aura.
It is so fun.
There's a reason why this place has been highly praised for decades, back to the Greg Hosfeld course design and all the different iterations through the years. This place has just been a fun place to throw discs for so long, and will just remain a disc golf icon, hopefully forever.
It was the last really famous course that I played in my career. I didn't play it till it was a pro tour.
Oh, right. Of all the famous courses, this is the one that was on the bucket list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was so happy to get out here.
And did it live up to the hype?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's hard to do. AB, this is the special green where he took down his first ever Tour Series win.
His chances have dwindled, and I don't think that he has much of a chance anymore. That's going to get him to even. But McBeth, very much so in the mix, and that's going to get him up into 7 under. And with his low PDGA number, I think that's a lock.
Oh, yeah.
Calvin, turning over, hit the brakes, bud. Yep, in the circle.
Yeah, it's definitely a lock because he's got Ricky's by PDGA number. Even if Simon gets the 7, Paul's still on that last spot.
As long as he makes this little 1-footer once he extends the arm.
So Calvin finishes his round at 4 over, a tough back 9 for him. An even tougher back 9 for Ezra, 4 over for him as well, actually, for the back 9. Or no, that was 5 over. Either way, it was obviously tough for him. Barela also struggling, and McBeth, was that a clean?
Yeah, clean back 9.
Clean round though. Were there any? I don't think he had any bogeys at all.
trying to think, maybe 4? Or was that?
Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, 4. It's on the screen. Yeah, that's right. He had that kick OB or the roll. So 8 birdies in those conditions for McBeth. Awesome stuff. And there you have it. Casey White does take a bogey on hole 18. Adam takes the birdie. So Casey did have a 2-shot lead on the field, but with that 2-stroke swing, we've got 2 players at 10, Simon and McBeth at 7, and a few other players at 7 as well. Round 1 for 2026 season is in the books.
Yeah. And I think the scores are about what we thought. 10 under being the mark, right around there, and then 5 to 6, 7 under, really great rounds.
One of my favorite things to do this time of season is looking at this leaderboard going down, seeing the players that are in the top 40 and 50, and just seeing all the new names that I don't recognize.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do a pretty good job of keeping my finger on the pulse of what's going on, but it's impossible with all the great players that are motivated from across the country coming out here and saying, this is the year I do it. I'm going to give it all I've got. I'm going to see where I end up in the ranks. And you got so many motivated players coming out here to Florida trying to show what they've got.
That's what the Pro Tour does, man.
Yeah,
brings them all out. Brings the best talent in the world.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching round 1. We've got round 2 coming right up. See you there.